Hello everyone, this is Simtrax Broadcasting coming to you live at the gRaceland Shootout Series. Patrick Morrison in the booth, and I'm glad you could join us here on whichever platform you chose. Great for a night of racing. Last week, this league was at USA Speedway. Phillip Temples does not disappoint as he comes away with another race win. Adam Robertson and Randy Bledsoe, after some tough battling, came in second and third. Races so far have gotten a lot better in the past few weeks, and as the cautions clear, drivers get a lot more confident driving on the track and around other fellow competitors. But tonight may switch this up. Rockingham Speedway is the track tonight, and Billy Stanley and Robert Lynch will be enjoying this track just a few more times since NASCAR has started up the demo crew for a complete renovation and repaving after this race. Here in North Carolina, this track known as The Rock is one of the most historic places in stock car racing. Opened in 1965, this track has become home to NASCAR Sprint Cup champions for over 4 decades, with the opening winner Curtis Turner in 1965 to Matt Kenseth taking the final win in 2004. Now keep in mind, a renovation happened back in 1969, changing it to more of a D-shaped style, stretching this to 1 mile with an infield for good measure. Right before these guys go ahead and get to qualifying, let's go ahead and try to let's meet our drivers for the night. Right, appreciate you guys joining us, and these guys are just about to get underway so far. Let's go ahead and check what our race conditions are on the track already before they get underway. Not too bad there for track temperature. If you notice that on the left, 116 degrees, so that will definitely make these tires nice and tacky for these drivers out here tonight. But, you know, kind of keep that in mind. They'll get tacky soon, but slick a lot later. So if we can go ahead and get a heck of a shootout here for tonight after only 25 laps, I figure about lap 18, these tires are going to be greased up pretty good. Seeing that the air temperature is about 78 degrees, not too bad. Remember, there's no tire limit. Caution laps do not count. And there is one fast repair as a good fallback in case there is a slight tumble up. We have seen that before. Some of our fast drivers out front, they kind of get in a little bit of trouble and then have to unfortunately rotate back to the back. Fortunately, like Robert Lynch or you know, we've seen Phillip Temples, these guys get bent up, get a quick little fast repair, and they are able to go ahead and get back out there. We have not entered qualifying just yet. Only got about 20 seconds or so before they get to commence into qualifying. See where everybody else places tonight. Out there in the chat, Kathy Wallace, nice to see you too. Appreciate you coming and joining me here tonight. Glad you guys can tune in to kind of see what Billy Stanley, Robert Lynch, Richard Suddeth is out here tonight. Now, I'm not sure on Flying Brian Neff in the 60 car. I show him here in the ticker, but I don't know if he's having kind of an upload packet issue. So we'll see if that number 60 car is able to show up here tonight. I'm going to try to have a little chat with Adam Robertson in the number 28 car here, probably during the warm-up period, to kind of get a general idea of how he feels so far sitting there in second place. What he can do, to kind of change the tide here of Phillip Temples really coming onto a hot streak. So far, right now, we're taking a look here at Austin Evans. We'll see how well he is able to do tonight. I know he ended up on the top three a couple weeks ago. I believe it's Charlotte. Didn't do too well at USA. Still had a heck of a battle for it, in front of him. We weren't sure if there was fuel was going to be any sort of an issue out there. Let's see if we can go and get that up. Let's get it done right here, right now. So get around here. I do want to give a quick little shout out there, guys, that Performance Distributors is the sponsor here for tonight. Don't forget to check them out. DUI Performance Distributors. If you got anything going on with your race car or anything like that, or even your daily driver, between them and MSD Ignitions, Performance Distributors is really starting to put up a heck of a fight here, actually putting out great quality stuff. Now, I think they also sell the Dynabat. So if you guys know anything about batteries, you try to lug those things out in and out of your car. Those things are over 40 pounds. They sell them just under 8. So if you're looking for weight shavings, it's something to get done. But here's Austin Evans kind of slicing toward the inside, seeing if he can beat that time of Billy Stanley. Right now, Billy Stanley holding the pole here. I know we talked to Billy Stanley last week. He said, man, he was feeling fast out there on the track and was feeling super confident. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind, watch the cars. You'll see how they bump, and that's the kind of the reason why they're talking about repaving Rockingham here. There is a groove. You get out of that groove, this car is going to hop, and it's going to send it completely across the track. You see the 28 kind of bottoming out here, and he gets a little piece of that. Robertson doing a great job there in the 28. Let's see what his first time lands him here. Second place, still behind Billy Stanley. No one can beat that time right now. So far, Billy Stanley being able to trail break so well, getting along so far, but we'll see how the fan favorite Billy Stanley in the number 8, can he hold out for the pole? Robertson getting a little loose coming out of turn 4, tries to cut through the infield here a little bit, and does he get him? Oh, no, Robertson actually runs about 40 thousandths of a second slower than Billy Stanley here. Phillip Temples still out there on the track, so if there's somebody who can do a pretty good clip around here, it will be that number 17 Meineke machine. He's getting around here. Phillip Temples really on a tear. He put a really close time. If he can speed up any closer than that, we'll see how he does. Ooh. Yeah, may run that hot lap. He may have gotten a little messed up in that one turn, but we'll see who else is out here on the track. I see Rich Blake out here in the number 66, Gearhead. Seems everybody's kind of slowing down. Got a few other drivers out here who have yet to qualify so far. Let's go ahead and see if we can put up the time for you guys. Kind of see how much we have left in the qualifying segment. Yeah, so far we're watching Rich Blake come down pit road here. I don't see Robert Lynch out there moving around. Robert Lynch nailed a 9th place finish. I watched him a little bit during practice. Having a little trouble keeping that car stuck to the track. We'll have to try and see how well he can do. Looks like Connie Bledsoe out there kind of rooting for both the Bledsoes and Billy. I'm sure they appreciate that. Go Vols. Liz Stanley, appreciate that. I see you out there. Yeah, this is going to be a heck of a run tonight. Sudeth, David Cox, and Brian Neff have yet to qualify yet so far. So we'll see if any of these guys have a chance to get back out there and kind of see what they can do. Still waiting about 45 seconds. I think if these guys were looking to qualify, they have flat run out of time here to get that one done. So that should go ahead and do it for our starting lineup here so far. And we'll try to have a chat with a few of our drivers here. Like I said, I want to talk a little bit to Adam Robertson here. As soon as qualifying ends, we could probably actually grab him now. Let's go ahead and see if we can have a little chat with Adam Robertson. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man, dude. Qualifying fourth, starting out here tonight. You are second in points, only 5 behind Randy Bledsoe. I know you're looking to charge forward. How's Rockingham feeling to you so far?
I'm 6 behind now, but it's not bad. I mean, if you go look at the times, first to ninth is about 2 tenths, and honestly, when we were playing around earlier, we were all about the same speed. So it's going to be a kind of a strategy game, I think, of who gets in and out of the pits best.
All right, man. Well, it seems that 28 car seems to be holding up well each and every race, man. You almost had him last week, Phillip Temples, but right now Phillip Temples is on a tear. Kind of what's your game plan here to slow that 17 down?
I ain't got nothing that's legal to slow him down, but honestly, I feel like I should have won Milwaukee last week because I toss up. Nashville, I messed myself up at Nashville, so honestly, it could have been very well, turned the other way. But you keep running up front, you'll win races.
All right, excellent job, Adam Robertson. Appreciate you coming down here and joining me, bud. I do like how you're rocking that car and the helmet here tonight for Tennessee.
Well, that's the only team that we should be allowed to do that to in here.
All right, bud. Well, we'll hopefully you'll have a good race out there tonight and put on a great show for us.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Robertson. All right, that is Robertson. Probably should have a little chat. Let's see. All right, let's see. Where is he? There he is. Trying to see if I can get a hold of. Yes, I got a hold of him. Billy Stanley, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, man. You take home the pole tonight. How you feeling so far?
I feel really good about this. I got that new VR for iRacing, and Patrick's been coaching me, and I'm sitting here surprised. I'm talking to all the drivers. Look who took the pole, and that was my first lap.
Right. Yeah, well, definitely. I did see up in the chat kind of during the week that you had a VR on the way. I heard it changes a lot of guys' times. It kind of puts you more in perspective. But here you are, qualifying for the pole. I talked to you last week, and you felt super confident here at the Rock. Anything jumping out to you out of the ordinary?
I found a groove, and I'm sure the other guys will catch it once we get racing. But there's a couple of spots, if you hit them in the corners, I mean, you just hold it wide open, and that's it. So.
All right, man. Well, we'll have to see how you can get your way back toward the front. Right now, like we were saying out there, Phillip Temples has been on a tear in that number 17. I asked Robertson the same question. Any ideas how to slow that 17 down?
I'm going to try to get out in front of him and stay there.
There you
That's
go.
All right. I can do. I'm going to try to hold him back.
All right, man. Well, fantastic job tonight. You take home the pole. That is going to go ahead and score you some points. Even some lead laps tonight will do just as well, man. So this should move you up in the points chase. Billy Stanley, great job tonight, bud, and can't wait to see what you got for the race.
Hey, thanks, Patrick. I hope to be up there talking to you after the race.
I hope so, too. All right, bud. Good job.
To all the fans, thanks for tuning in. Thank my sponsor, Performance Distributor. Without them, we wouldn't be sitting up here on the pole. We unloaded good. We're ready to go.
All right. So far, I believe, out here so far, Connie Bledsoe, Kathy Wallace, Heather Jewett, they're all out here saying hello. And anybody I missed, sorry about that. But yeah, everybody out here definitely keeping an eye watching for you, especially Liz Stanley out there. So
yeah, Mrs. Hound Dog.
Yes, Mrs. Hound Dog. All right, bud. I'll let you get to it. You only got about a minute and a half left.
10-4. Thanks a lot.
All right, everybody, and that is Billy Stanley. And I really want to talk to a couple of wins here so far in the past couple of weeks. Phillip Temples here getting it done. Really, I kind of asked a few people here, Phillip Temples, what is it going to take for them to slow you down? And really what they're saying is I got to get in front of you. What is your idea to stay really on this winning streak here?
Go fast, turn left. That's what it is, right?
Okay, so no bumping and running this time, huh?
No bumping and running. Well, I mean, yeah, hey, if it comes down to 2 to go and you're in my way and I'm within bumper, I will use the chrome horn, I mean, hey, I'm a driver. I wrecked my own mom to win a race.
Ah. All right, Phillip Temples, man, you still doing a great job out here tonight. I'm interested to see what you can get done. How is Rockingham holding up to you so far?
I hate this place, man. I'm telling you, they should hold fishing tournaments here. Just fill it up with water and bring all them, guys that shoves weight down the mouth and all that stuff. Just bring all them here and let the cheaters run this place.
All right, so you would be excited to hear that they are renovating this place.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Good, because I feel the same way, man. Those bumps coming out of 2 and really trying to get in between 3 and 4, they definitely rock the car around, you know. I didn't think they called this place the Rock because of how rough the track was, but to me it was absolutely unbearable. But some drivers handle it better than others, man. You really got really a full plate here tonight.
Yeah, we'll see what we got, man. There's 25. Well, I don't know. I guess there's 25 laps. However many laps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 25. So we got 25 laps to get it done. Just a shootout. Just a shootout.
All right, bud. Well, 25 laps to get it done. I better get you up there so you can start gridding.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Phillip. All right, everybody. So we heard from Robertson, we heard from Stanley, and we've heard from Phillip Temples here, kind of really what we need to do, what we got to do to get this done. These guys are lining up here on the track. Let's go ahead and show you our starting grid for tonight. Billy Stanley's going to bring home the pole here tonight with Phillip Temples right on the outside of him. Randy Bledsoe starting out the second row in third, Robertson in fourth, Austin Evans in fifth, Bledsoe in sixth. So Daniel Holloway will end up into the seventh position, so we'll see how Daniel Holloway, if he can get him slid up into the front. Rich Blake in eighth. Robert Lynch, boy, like I said, I've been watching him during practice, nothing but trouble. He's been fighting that car all night, so hopefully a favorable caution for Robert Lynch or Richard Suddeth here for the 9th and 10th spot. These guys will have a heck of a shot here toward the front. Brian Neff, I did not see him queue up here, so maybe a mechanical issue for him. And rounding out the field will be David Cox in the 119 Hellcat SRT here. Billy Stanley taking away our lead here so far. Appreciate you guys once again joining me here tonight at Simtrax Broadcasting as we're about to get this one underway. 25 laps to get it done. Billy Stanley has, really right now, he's got the line. He's got to keep there on the bottom. And if he can stay on the bottom, he's got this race won. The key is not to let Phillip Temples get around him, but Phillip Temples is starting right next to him. So you'll see everybody is kind of rocking a few bit different paint schemes here. We see Billy Stanley kind of rocking a new one in the 8th. Robertson in the 28. He's changed to a different one. And I know, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Robert Lynch here, and he's got a really sweet paint job that I like, and I can't imagine as to why. There he is right there in front of us. Nice little sim tracks there on the back. Appreciate that. We'll talk about his other sponsors as we get underway. Barney up in the flag booth has already waved the green flag here, allowing Billy Stanley to get the favorable jump, and Bledsoe really hammers him there. Good job by Phillip Temples, holding off of Billy Stanley. He could have kept that one sliding and really hammered him, but Phillip Temples going to fall back into third, leaving Randy Bledsoe and Billy Stanley all alone up front. Single file so far back all the way to Daniel Holloway at least. Looks like a battle back here for Rich Blake and Robert Lynch Jr., but we're going to stay up here toward the front as I think Phillip Temples is going to try to see if he can change this line just a little more to see if he can get his way fought back toward the front. But as you can see so far, Billy Stanley already with a half a second lead. When you're driving like this makes me want to go get a VR, because right now, this almost seems like a totally different Billy Stanley right now. He is flying here on the track. Yeah, that VR is really working out great for him. Bledsoe now under fire by Phillip Temples. Last lap, Billy Stanley just put the new record of a 23.52. Still cooking around here, and still he's almost pulling away by almost a tenth a lap here so far. Slowed down just a little bit, and these guys are actually watching Billy Stanley just kind of really drive away with this one here. Let me see if I can get a little farther distance out from the rest of the field here so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can get a little bit higher here, and you kind of see Billy Stanley from our blimp view, nowhere in sight. 7/10 of a gap now, still pulling away. There he is, kind of up behind our ticker there. So you definitely see these guys have got to start figuring out how to work together if they want to make it happen here. Take a little ride along here with Randy Bledsoe and kind of see his line here. You'll see the bump right there. You kind of see how it's kind of jerking his car around. It's even making the car behind him bump. So definitely something to contend with. There should be another one here between 3 and 4. Whoa, Randy gets it a little bit. Kind of gets it back under control, and away he goes. So you're definitely seeing these guys are having to wheel these cars around. It almost seems dirt racing would be easier than this. Robert Lynch not good at qualifying, but so far he's slid up into the 7th position. So good fight by him. Looks like Richard Suddeth, he's up only one position. And so far, man kind of actually losing a lot of speed here in the 54 is Anthony Bledsoe. Hopefully Anthony Bledsoe maybe kind of warming up these tires a little bit, or kind of I would say waiting a little bit. Let those tires kind of warm up, come to him, and then be able to put on a little more of a show here later on in the end. But right now, Randy Bledsoe up front, in front, really just got overtaken by Phillip Temples there. We kind of saw, kind of missed that there for a little bit. I may be able to see if I can pull that back up and see where I missed that. Let's see if I can get a quick replay here. Boy, what a good move here we're watching here by Phillip Temples. Robertson looking toward the inside as well. This is a replay of the pass. Looks like Bledsoe goes ahead and squeezes in, and these guys just start battling back and forth. Robertson squeezed up, and that's how we got back single file. So let's go ahead and get back to it. Good moves here by these drivers so far. Robertson under fire by Austin Evans there toward the inside. Everybody taking that peek toward the inside. Austin Evans trying that move that you saw Bledsoe kind of put there on Phillip Temples early in the race. But away they go. Robertson still taking a peek there toward the inside. And it's interesting to see. You kind of see Phillip Temples higher on the track and then kind of sweeping down and getting, making sure he has what's going on. But right now, I believe Daniel Holloway in the 26 has bent it. Ooh. Not sure how much damage he sacrificed on that one, but that is going to bring our first caution for tonight. I did kind of warn a little bit if there was going to be any kind of wrecks or anything like that happening tonight. This may kind of switch it up a little bit. Like I said, this is an extremely tough track to drive, so we'll take another look at it from the top view here. Let's see what happened to Daniel Holloway. Oh, looked like Robert Lynch got down the paint a little bit and came up into the 26 just a hair, and it looks like that might have gotten him. So that looks like that is going to undo it here for the race there. The 26 is now going to dial all the way back to the 11th position. So kind of more pain for Daniel Holloway here. We'll see what we got out there so far. We'll see. I don't want to talk to him right when he comes down pit. You really got to hit these pit stalls pretty well. I'm unsure at this point. Let's see. Where is Kathy Wallace in the booth? No, I do not have Miss Kathy Wallace up here in the booth. I'm all here all alone, but that's okay. That's okay. I got you guys out in the chat. Right now we're seeing everybody pit. I don't think anybody's not, everybody's really making this happen here. Couple of guys kind of switching it up here in pit. Sudduth may have kind of done a little short pit there and been able to kind of squeeze out there. Everybody else with pretty solid pit times here so far. David Cox actually with a fast pit time there of 11.5 seconds. Along to go with Randy Bledsoe. So right now, kind of a switch up here you do see in the top 5. This is definitely going to kind of change it up here just a little bit. Let me see if I can change that back kind of the way we had it here. As these guys are double stacking up here, we'll get back underway here in just a little bit. Holloway will be starting in the back, unfortunately, with Anthony Bledsoe back here as well. Richard Sudduth trying to see if he can battle his way toward the front 95. I'm sure he's happy he's not kind of getting turned around. I see in the last year, everybody kind of aims for that 95 car, trying to smoke him out there, but good to see from a lot of the kind of the drivers here kind of supporting me. I do see the back of Sudduth's car there that has Simtrax Broadcasting logo as well. Appreciate that. Billy Stanley's going to bring us to our next restart here. So Randy Bledsoe not going to want to be caught sleeping there. Oh, man, good check there by the 81 of Randy Bledsoe, and he is not going to end up getting separated from Billy Stanley at this point, but we'll see how Fresh Tires plays up for a couple of these drivers here so far. Scooted back here to Richard Sudduth that we did see drop off the table there a little bit, slide up the track, but it looks like these guys kind of cleared him a little bit of room to get filed back in. Phillip Temples battling on the outside of the 66 of Rich Blake. Rich Blake trying to watch it. He's about to go in a 3-wide condition. Phillip Temples, the meat and the sandwich, squeezes through. And he's able to kind of get out of there. So away he goes. And now Phillip Temples back in the hunt for Billy Stanley. Billy Stanley was enjoying about a comfortable 1 second lead there before the caution. So the first 10 laps of this race, he had to have been ecstatic at this point, seeing how he's pulling away from one of the fastest drivers here in the series so far. Right now, Stanley holding him off by about 0.4 of a second here. And he seems to have found that groove. We had a little chat with Billy Stanley here, and that's what he's saying. But it looks like if Bledsoe and Temples can work here, Temples can get into that aerodynamic bubble and start reeling them in. But seeing that the 17 and the 81 have separated, that may start dialing it back. As you can see, Stanley's taking full advantage of that. Tacked on about another 10th away here, and we are back under caution. As I believe Richard Sudduth in the 95. Something's happened to his car. Something has happened. I see Rich Evans here. Or excuse me, Austin Evans is bent around on that 20. That is going to bring out our second caution of the night. Kind of see if we can wind this one back, kind of see what exactly happened here. I don't know if, what in the world happened there? All right, let's take a look here from the top side. Richard Sudduth, let's see what happens. Oh, yep, don't want to yank like that. Oh, dude. Oh, he's trying to keep it on the wall. Oh, gets caught up with David Cox here. And that is going to ruin it for his night. Hopefully he is able to go ahead and tow to pit road at this point. I want to kind of keep an eye here that was not the only issue during this wreck here. Let's kind of see what happened here actually to Austin Evans in the 20 car. It looks like he's on the outside of Robert Lynch here. Oop, a little tap right there. Kind of sends Austin Evans around, so that 20 car will now be down pit road. He's got to get that one fixed. Yep. But it looks like his car survives. Like I said, we will have another shot at this as we get going. Kind of seeing right there, he did get the quick repair, and Austin Evans did get fixed. 13 to go. And once again, Stanley gets that separation, and caution kind of cuts it all out and kind of ruins it for him again. So they'll have to kind of restack again and see what we can get this done to kind of round this out for the field. I want to see if anybody else out there has anything for us. I don't know if Richard Sudduth, he has disconnected. I believe Richard Sudduth is out of the race. So I don't know if a disconnect happened or something happened there. Let's see if we can talk to actually Austin Evans here. Let's see. Austin Evans, you got a copy?
I got you.
All right, man. I know I always get nervous bringing people down here. It looks like you just ran out of real estate there on the outside of Robert Lynch.
I didn't run out of real estate. I know I held my line there. He came into me. There'll be some payback. I'll tell you that right now.
All right, man. Well, hopefully you're able to kind of get back on the charge. This does start you back in the 10th position. I know it's 5 back from where you started, man. So now I know how much farther it's got to be. Fighting from the back to the front now, but you only got about 13 laps to get it done. So what's the game plan and where are you aiming?
No, there is no game plan. I'm getting there.
All right, Austin Evans. Well, good luck to you, sir, and we'll see how well you can fight your way to the front.
All right, thank you, Patrick.
All right, everybody has Austin Evans here, and you kind of definitely see him. Boy, he is up all over Daniel Holloway's rear bumper here. He is not a happy camper about being in the back. Let's rotate our way back to the front right now. Stanley, Temples, Bledsoe, Rich, Blake starting 1, 2, 3, and 4. Robertson going to be in the 5th position, and Lynch has fought his way back to the 6th. But I don't know if he's got something coming for him. As you can see, oh man, this restart right here. Kind of Billy Stanley kind of takes a little favorable, kind of slow approach on the exit here. And that, unfortunately, allows Phillip Temples to kind of fire around him here. Randy Bledsoe going to try kind of the same music and get around him. But remember, Billy Stanley setting the pole. He had exactly that line where he needed to be. And now he's going to have to sit here and chase Phillip Temples at this point. Seeing if he can change a little bit up on this of Billy Stanley's line to get it done. But, man, he's coming up on 10 to go once we hit that line. So, Billy Stanley in the number 8. In second place, kind of having us fight his way toward the front. Will the 81 be his friend at this point? Austin Evans fought up 1 spot, so we see him in the 9th. So we'll keep an eye on Evans here from the back. We'll watch him from the tickers. We got a battle here right now between Billy Stanley and Randy Bledsoe. These two guys are really getting ready to start putting on a show, and it's interesting to see the 81 not pressuring that 8 as much as I thought he would. 81 has remained kind of high on the track. There he goes, kind of taking that peek toward the outside. Get a little more of that fresh air and see if he can slip on around him here. Billy Stanley may have to be doing a little more defending than chasing at this point. But now Billy Stanley, unfortunately, starting to get some of that kind of what he got before. And we got another car around. Looks like Rich Blake is around. The car has survived. We'll take it back for our third caution here and kind of see if he clipped the wall. Looked like Rich Blake was able to save it. The battle kind of started much farther back. I want to make sure we get a good angle of what happens here. Let's see what we got. Robertson right behind him here in the 28. Yeah, looks like he just kind of, just barely tapped him here. And 28 just kind of hammers down and tries to push through him. Look at the 21 of Robert Lynch trying to get out of the way. Good slide by him moving down there toward the bottom. And still Robertson kind of watching the 66 here and then just takes it the rest of the way and turns him around. Yep, so unfortunately it does look like Rich Blake did make contact with the wall. Let's go ahead and bring it back alive. Rich Blake coming down pit road at this point. Definitely a lot of hot heads out there at this point. These guys are going to, trying to fight and, figure out a way around here on this track. But this is going to be tough. This is definitely going to be tough. I definitely want to see if we can have a little talk here with Mr. Rich Blake. But I want to see when he hits pit road first. There we go. All right, he is in the pit stall now. Rich Blake, you got a copy?
Yep, probably better if you didn't talk to me right now.
All right, Rich Blake, man. Try to take it easy and fight your way back to the front.
No problem, buddy. Thank you.
All right, Rich Blake. Yeah, you kind of hear it. You don't want none of it right now. And like I said, I think Rich Blake's sitting there with the top 5 shot right there and just kind of got turned around by Robertson here in the 28. And it's something to say, you guys do see these guys racing by a couple of inches here. And really where they need to be to end up in a good position. I don't know. Let me kind of see if we can take another angle here and kind of see if I can. I hate to be, kind of the defense here, but I just want to make sure if it was any kind of an iRacing issue. No, there was definitely looked like there was contact made there by the 28. That is a bit unfortunate for that one. So that is going to unfortunately send Rich Blake to the 66 to the back of the line. I know he's back there with Robert Lynch. Both these guys, Rich Blake and Robert Lynch, pit back on lap 17. Fresh set of tires at a good time like this might be an idea. But what can Billy Stanley do to Phillip Temples here to kind of jump him on this restart? The 17 and the 81, I guarantee, are going to be working like 2 peas in a pod to fight their way back toward the front. We'll kind of see what happens to get, to kind of get the rest of the way around. So far, like I said, this seems like a completely different Billy Stanley out here on the track. Super fast, really, has that line at this point. But I don't know if Phillip Temples has figured it out at this point, what that line is. So the number 8 has got to be careful not to shoot past that line before. Little wheel spin there from Billy Stanley. That's going to unfortunately dial him back to the 3rd position. 54 looking toward the inside at Anthony Bledsoe on Robertson here. As these two guys are going to fight single file so far, 1, 2, and 3. So we'll see where Billy Stanley can go. Unfortunately, he's dialing back here in the field. He's got to figure out how to get, I think some green flag laps would probably assist him greatly at this point. Austin Evans, he said he was going to do it. Here he is, 5th place and moving up. So right now, that 20 car on a tear at this point, especially if he was able to pit at lap 13. He threw on a fresh set of tires, quick, fast repair, and he's out there on tires a little fresher than everyone else. So we'll kind of see on these last pit stall times, or these last pit times, kind of where they are at. As we get going right now, I'm showing you the last pit time as they cross the line here. Yeah, Austin Evans, one of the faster times out there with a 23:55. Austin Evans' fastest time out here was a 23:53, so right now he's making it happen. But Robertson, boy, something kind of happened there. I don't know if that 66 was kind of trying to return a little bit of the favor there to the 28. This guy's making a good battle here toward the front. I just want to kind of be careful here with Austin Evans, seeing how he's fighting around Rich Blake. Rich Blake has fought back from the front, back to the, from the back to the front yet again. And away he goes. So right now the 66 machine feeling pretty confident here on the track. The way it goes, hopefully he's able to get his way toward the front. Billy Stanley off about 3/4 of a second here off Phillip Temples. 4 to go left in this race. I know a lot of these guys are battling for a top 5 spot here. But like I was saying, it's hard to hold off the 17 of Phillip Temples here. Once they get that line, Phillip Temples gets away and away they go. And it's really something to see how they get these super late models around here just so fast. At this point, fastest time a little bit ago, I believe, was Robertson with the 23:47. So he matched Billy Stanley's time. But he is kind of fighting back here in the back. Only 2 left to go. Phillip Temple's kind of pulling away with this one by 0.3 of a second. The only one who can really reach out and touch him at this point is Randy Bledsoe. Yeah, Billy Stanley looks like he might be fighting to hold on to 3rd here. Adam Robertson trying to chase behind him as well. Rich Blake gets into the top 5. Austin Evans drops back to 6th. Robert Lynch up 2 positions into the 7th. Away they go. Last lap is out. Billy Stanley bringing home the 3rd place finish here tonight as long as he can hold off Adam Robertson. Robertson into the wall. Last lap, Robertson, he is out. That is the end of it for him. So now Robertson's going to be back to the 9th position. Away he goes. Phillip Temples bringing home the win here at Rockingham. Randy Bledsoe in 2nd and Billy Stanley 3rd. Not too shabby by all these drivers out here really making sure they got it done for us here. Quite unfortunate. Robertson kind of crashed there. I think he never let off the gas. I think he hammered that thing down, trying to bring it home to make it happen here. And we see the final 3 here lining up in the race. Where they placed here tonight. Great job by all these drivers here so far. Everything looking good. Appreciate everybody joining us here tonight at Simtrax Broadcasting. If you hang on a little bit, we're going to have a little chat, especially with Billy Stanley. He'll be one of our first ones. Let's take a look at our race results, where everybody ended up here so far tonight. Pretty cool little grid here, guys. I changed it up for you. Kind of make it a little snazzier. Phillip Temple's going to bring home the win here tonight. Randy Bledsoe 2nd. And our great Billy Stanley in 3rd. Austin Evans said he'd fight his way toward the front. Got a 4th position. Robert Lynch all the way from the back to 5th. Rich Blake 6th. Daniel Holloway 7th. Anthony Bledsoe comes in 8th with Adam Robertson in the 9th position. David Cox into 10th. Richard Sudduth got wrecked out a little bit early, ended up 14 laps down. And like I said, Brian Neff, I do not think made connection, but it did not continue. So we're going to go ahead and have a little chat with our race winners here tonight and kind of catch up with them and kind of see what they have to say for the race here so far. A heck of a race by all these drivers out here. And really kind of came down to the last few laps. I don't know what Billy Stanley could have done to change his line, but we are definitely going to have a chat with that number 8 car and see what he could have done. Billy Stanley, you were on the air, bud. Dude, you had the line tonight, but Phillip Temples got in front of you.
Yeah, I knew he would. I took 2 tires and he took 4. But, Phillip is, that's Phillip. I mean, that's what he does. So, I was just happy that I could get up there and run with him and my teammate Randy. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Phillip. I mean, those 2 guys are the class of the field right there.
All right, man, dude. It seemed you had it going here tonight, and I think even your wife out there has been saying the VR has changed the way you race. And do you completely recommend it for all drivers out there?
I would recommend it to anybody that wants to get into iRacing. I mean, it's a completely different ball game now. I mean, I actually feel like I'm sitting in the car. I look around and see it. I can see cars on the outside of me, see on the inside. I mean, it's just, tonight shows you right here. I don't usually run like this, but especially at a track like this, but look what I just did.
Yeah, I was going to say, and to me, normally when you're on monitors, everything's so stationary. To me, a good head check is something I want to be able to do, even whether it be oval or the road course. But great job tonight, man. You seem to get it done there, and can't wait to see what we got coming up so far. This will definitely move you up in the points. I know you're kind of a man who doesn't really concern himself with that, but Nashville Super Speedway is the next track, and so now we're going to kind of pump it up, put you back on the concrete. How confident are you feeling with that track?
That's a pretty good track, and now that I got the VR, I'm confident in every track we go to from now on out.
All right, fantastic job here, Billy Stanley. Go ahead and give me your shout-outs, bud, and let's get you practicing for Nashville.
Yeah, first off, let's thank my sponsor, Performance Distributors. Without you guys, couldn't be doing it. Just think, if you put Performance Distributors like I do on my car, just think what they would do if you put it in your car. So that, and thank all the fans for watching tonight. Hope I put on a good show. I'm going to try to be up here for the rest of the year, but I got, let's see, about 12 or 13 other guys that says the same thing each week, but there's a new sheriff in town.
Yeah, well, definitely if they see the edge that you had tonight, I think everybody else is about to get a VR here very soon.
Yeah, and congratulations to Phillip. I mean, he put on another clinic tonight, and my teammate Randy Bledsoe. I mean, those two guys, I saw them in my rearview mirror, and I knew it was just a matter of time before they'd get up there. But it was a fun race, and thanks, Patrick, for calling it.
All right, appreciate it, bud. Appreciate you coming out here and joining us tonight. I think Miss Hound Dog's waiting on you there, bud, bringing home the third place trophy today, baby. Woohoo, is what she says in the chat. So, all right, Billy, great job tonight, bud.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, that is Billy Stanley, and we'll get right to our second place finisher here. I know I talked to Randy Bledsoe a bunch, but I really want to kind of get his take on this race here. Randy Bledsoe, I know you can hear me, bud. You were up in the booth. What a race this was. You stayed up front all night, kind of seemed to kind of dice it up here with Billy Stanley and Phillip Temples. Kind of what was the key to success here?
Just keep it clean. I was mainly points racing. I took 2 tires on that pit stop. Just trying to keep it clean and staying up there. But really, nobody could. Once Billy gets out front, nobody could have touched him if he could have just stayed up there. But it was a good race. It was a fun race. I was having a point. I'm trying to points race more than anything. Costing me a few wins here and there. I'm just trying to keep up front. I could have probably took 4 tires, been just as fast as Phillip there at the end, but I just want to play it safe.
I was going to say, at this point, lucky break for you. Robertson actually kind of spun out there on that last lap, dialed him back to the 9th position. The two of you were only separated by 5 points, but with the win with Phillip Temples here, that kind of clinches it a lot tighter between you and him at this point. I know we got Nashville Super Speedway coming up. You know, how confident are you feeling? Because I think, right, like I said, Phillip Temples is still on a tear here, bud.
I think I'm pretty good, but we'll see what I can do with Phillip. Like I said, he's the class of the field right now.
All right, man. Fantastic job tonight, man. Dude, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take to slow Phillip Temples down, but right now your consistency is the reason why you're up front. I definitely see a win in your future soon. Just don't know where. So, man, yeah.
Dude, Darryl Watcher my way in, it looks like.
There we go. All right, man. Well, go ahead and give me your shout-outs, and let's get you practicing for Nashville.
Shout out to all the fans that tuned in. I hope y'all like the show. Give a shout out to my parents. Their 4-year anniversary is coming up in a couple of days. I know they was watching, so happy anniversary to them. Shout out to all the sponsors, and shout out to Phillip. Shout out to Billy, my teammate, running up there with us. I knew from first practice he was going to be fast. I could see it. And I learned a lot from him in that practice. I wasn't as fast as I was till he told me what to do. Shout out to everybody.
All right, Randy Bledsoe. Thank goodness you came in second place tonight, bud. But hopefully, keep your eyes on the prize, man. Keep working your way back to the front.
Will do.
All right, everybody. That is Randy Bledsoe there. I'm going to cut to a quick commercial here, real quick, as we find our race winner here, and then we'll get this underway.
Hey folks, John Schneider here. I'm so excited. This is actually my wife's car. Mine is covered up over there, but I want to thank Performance Distributors. Look at that. So good looking. And batteries. And all the wires here. I want to thank you for supporting our internal battle at home. Who is faster? Just hang on. We both have the ability to win the race. Why? Because we got the best distributors, batteries, and wires in the business, and we want to thank you for that. But as far as actually winning the race, me. Thank you. Thanks for this. Yeah, thanks for this. Bye.
All right, everybody, and a heck of a race it was here tonight. Phillip Temples. Let's start with this. Fantastic race tonight. Did you kind of learn from Billy Stanley what line to take here, or was it just a matter of time before you were able to kind of figure out what you needed to do to get around him here?
No, man, I was sandbagging quite a bit, huh?
Oh, really? Man. I was going to say, you kind of got I don't know how you feel about this. You kind of got that Kyle Busch feel about you, man. You're very cocky about every race you go to, man.
I'm okay. I mean, I was just sandbagging, that's all.
All right, man. Well, yeah, it's hard to say you're sandbagging here. This is your third race win in a row. Now you're starting to really reel in the points here. So far you're sitting in third with 326. Bledsoe's 357, and Robertson is at 352 ahead of you. This brings home another race win, more lead laps, and you kind of see things are starting to fall in place, and you're really kind of on a heck of a hot streak here that doesn't seem to be slowing down. I mean, is there any kind of rhyme or reason to it, or is this just a piece of cake to you?
It's not a piece of cake. These guys are good. These guys are real good. I mean, I get lucky. That's just it. It's just luck, man.
All right, man. Well,
and I don't have nothing for them in the points anyways. There's going to be, I think in 2 weeks, maybe. I think it's 2 weeks. I probably won't be here, so I'm just out here for the wins. When I come out, I show up to try to win, and I'm really not happy unless I get there.
Right, I understand. So Nashville Super Speedway is where we end up next. You feeling confident about that track?
I think I've run around that place maybe once, twice.
Okay.
I don't really know much about the track. I'll get out there. I mean, you're just holding these things wide open when you go those mile and a half. So it's just about positioning, I mean, You hold it to the floor and try to go where they're not.
Oh, yeah. Well, that Super Speedway has a lot of grip, but, man, you start getting in the back with that draft, it tries to kind of carry the front of the nose up the track. Just seems not quite enough banking on those turns, but still is a fantastic racetrack. That even like Rockingham here, if it wasn't so rough, but you hate the track, yet you win. So here you are once again. Man, I'm just trying to figure out what it's gonna. You're not happy unless you're winning, but right now you were on just an unbelievable win streak at this point, and I don't want it to end, but I'm waiting to see kind of when somebody has you. Because
somebody will get me here shortly, man. I mean, it's bound to happen, right?
Well, I kind of thought tonight was going to happen. Billy Stanley had a 1 second lead between you and Randy Bledsoe. One pit stop, he still kind of led, pulled away by half a second, and one caution, and you flipped the script.
Well, okay, so I know enough about Rockingham to know you don't want to destroy the right front. You've got to be able to get turned late in the race, and I've lost enough races there by just pile driving and cheese grading that right front that tonight I kind of rode, and then when the restart happened, man, I never let off the 1 and 2. I had it pinned, and I figure if I'm going to spin off the corner, I'm just going to spin. But that was my shot, and I took it. Clean air makes a lot. It really does. The car handled totally different when you were able to clear second and get air on the nose of the car. It just did what it needed to do.
Yeah, that seems to kind of what Robertson did. He tried to send it through 1 and 2 and spun out of 2. Was unfortunate, but man, still would it's still hard to get underway, man. But dude, go ahead and give me your shout outs here, and let's get this one here wrapped up.
Well, I'd like to thank Billy and Performance Park Distributors for helping us out, and Billy for putting it on, and all the guys that is involved with this. They do a lot of work, and it's a lot of fun. So thanks for running a good broadcast.
All right, man. Yeah, tune back into it. You'll kind of see some of that close racing there before, and maybe some of the reason why some of these guys are a little hot-headed tonight. Dude, definitely, I don't know if this is going to end up coming into next week, but it's going to be a blast there at Nashville Super Speedway.
Yes, sir. It sure will.
All right, fantastic job tonight, Phillip Temples, and I will catch up with you later, bud.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, Phillip Temples there, everybody. Number 17, congratulations to him for the win here tonight. Once again, Phillip Temples coming in first, Randy Bledsoe in second, and Billy Stanley in the number 8 coming in third. Definitely, different turnout for Billy Stanley. We've seen him in the 7th, sometimes the 11th position, this time with a podium. So I don't know if that VR is kind of the key he needed to figure out how to open up that, his driving skill here at this point. A lot of people I hear, they say they can pick up almost half a second off what their normal laps are just because it's a different view than looking at a computer monitor. But I want to give a little shout out here to Performance Distributors. Guys, check them out there on Facebook or on the web. They got a lot of cool stuff out there, what they've got going on, especially in the race car world or even your own car. You'll be able to get a few things kind of squared away with them. But once again, here from the GRaceland Shootout, guys, don't forget to check us out next week. Next week, we got a lot of things going on. Nashville Super Speedway is where it's going to be. So that's going to be a super fast track. I am really hoping, they haven't told me how many laps, but I hope they're at least 35 on that one because I cannot get enough of that track. Really a fantastic track to be at, especially since it is concrete. So much grip, so much speed. So I'd love to see about 10 to 15 drivers really give it their all. But once again, out there, guys, in the chat, I see you. I appreciate you guys joining me here tonight. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Liz Stanley, Kathy Wallace out there, appreciate you guys. I see you kind of lighting it up there pretty well. Richard Sutherland was able to squeeze out there, and Heather Jewett as well. Appreciate you guys coming out here and being able to say hey and what's up. Don't forget to subscribe. I need those subscriptions. I need you guys telling me what you think. And even turn in a review for me in there on Facebook. Well, that would really do a great favor for me as well. Wrapping this one up. Thank you for joining us here at Simtrax Broadcasting. Be well, be safe, be kind. Bye, guys.